I've never played this. And I don't think I've ever seen this to the end. English. Confirm. No. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. There we go. Current time. What? Okay. Strange. $34. Okay. Whoa! Inception. No, I don't. No. I love that screen. What am I kidding? I don't know if I like that screen. I love that screen. Look at that.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
It doesn't sound like
And then
happiness.
one
That sounds
day,
like
something
hell.
very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked,
Interesting.
frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses,
It's the back
he got up
rooms.
from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh. Okay.
All of his co-workers were
Hello?
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Where's everybody? Meeting room? I don't know where the meeting room is.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
So I go this way? Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
And there's nothing here.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Just giving me...
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh, God.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Suddenly, I realized I'm about to get pounced
Stanley
by
walked
an
straight ahead
alien
through the
from
large
Alien
door that
Isolation.
read Mind Control Facility.
Escape? What?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Is there anything? Oh,
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature
fired!
revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's
Wait, are we the one that was fired?
The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Oh, there's a couple of them.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible?
Where am I going?
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad
But
or
where is
content.
everyone?
Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
How do I do that? I don't know how to... Oh, power. Power facility. That's gotta be it. I'm an
And when at
idiot.
last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Did I just did I just die?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
That's okay. Well, I know exactly what I'm going to do now.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Screw your memo. We're getting serious now.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, that's totally
Yes,
what I want.
truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley
I want a
simply stood
drink.
here, drinking it all in.
Well, I'm drinking nothing all in. Come on. Stanley, you gotta have a buck.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
I'm not piss off voice. Okay, I'm trying to get a drink. Come on.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
I just want a drink. Where's my Diet Dr. Kelp?
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Where's my kelp? Fish paste.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Yeah, I'm good.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I can't go back. Do not jump. from the cargo lift while it is in motion will cause unalive. Let me just smart it up for the higher intellect. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. You mean like this? Wow!
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
That's great.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, perhaps. Possibly.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow.
Perhaps
yes,
I
this
want a
room.
cold drink.
What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider. Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly... But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Bada boom.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Oh. Interesting.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said
Really?
it was to the right?
Really?
What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down, right, left, down, left, right. Yep,
I threw this guy so far off track.
I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Yeah, sure it is, pal. Am I gonna get hit by that van for throwing your story off? Oh, you're throwing me in with Freddy Krueger. I got you. Son of a...
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Dang it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So, what can I do now?
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, Did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then.
What happened, man?
It's an adventure. Come, Stanley.
Ooh.
Let's find the story.
Okay, well, that's scary. Even that door opened. It really is the back rooms. He went full back rooms on me. There's nothing here, just a long maze. I don't know where to go. Oh.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Oh, man. He didn't even give me a chance. I was exploring.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What?
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay. What happened here? What's that coffee mug say? Can I crouch? I can't crouch. Oh, I can crouch. Eel? Gel? Eel? Does that say eel or gel? I have no idea. Probably neither. F-U... Foobar? Maybe Foobar? Does it say Foobar? I have no idea.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something.
Whoa.
The story. Here it comes.
Whoa.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
What? What in...
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart. All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Well, I mean, I can't very much screw up with a line now, can I? What the...
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa.
What?
Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Oh, no. No. Oh, my ears.
Wait, cut the music.
Thank
Go
you.
back and look at that fern.
Fuck your fern.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Dude, your line sucks. Okay. I think I've had my fill of this game. I'm good.